Okay, so here it is. Today we'll be changing the motor mounts on this 1983 Mercedes-Benz 300 SD turbo diesel, 500,000 miles. And yes, it runs off cooking oil. So best car ever made, and it drives everywhere for free, 500,000 miles. So what's happening is, obviously right here, this is the motor mount right there. If I can get down there. And the motor mount is pretty worn out. Because I'm running off cooking oil, and even if I was running off diesel, it's placed right under the injection pump. You change this filter, some diesel fuel or cooking oil leaks on there and breaks it away. The engine's settling, so I'm having to put zip ties on here to pull this back from the power steering belt, so because I don't want to rip my oil filter hose or line or whatever you want to call it. This side's not as bad, but we're going to change them both, and at least that's what we're going to attempt to do. Main concern is right there. That belt is getting so close because the engine has settled down. It has sunk down. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is remove the air cleaner. So it's 10mm here, that just popped off. Unscrew that from that. This thing just comes off like that. Pretty simple. Then we're going to remove this. Right there's just basic screwdriver. Should get it, and we'll have a lot more access. I'm probably going to clean up, degrease a lot of that, because so as you can see, there's a lot of oil in there. And these are just 10mm, 1, 2, 10mm, and then as I said, with a screwdriver. So I'm going to clean all this up, obviously, and put a new air filter in, some new air filter mounts as well. Alright, we got the air cleaner off. As you can see, there's tons of oil here I already cleaned up, and I'm going to degrease all this. All that is black, and I'm going to degrease it all. These were shot, the motor mounts, air cleaner mounts were shot, motor mounts are shot, obviously. That's what we're doing. So we'll kind of degrease everything, clean up a little bit, and then you can access it right there. I think that's a Allen wrench 8mm. Alright, so the next thing I did is I took the fuel filter, inline fuel filter. I disconnected that from there. It actually goes over here. So I'm trying to reach so I can reach that, access that motor mount. As you can see, it's so corroded you can barely see where the Allen wrench 6mm goes. I actually scooped it out with a screwdriver. Got some gunk. So that was it. As far as the motor mount, it's a little easier. If you notice, I just loosened them, that one and that one. And I couldn't actually get to the other one. So maybe before even I've done that, you jack the car up. Obviously, it's obvious. Jack the car up. And you have to jack the motor up. So I jacked it up, and I got a jack stand holding it up, as well as holding the car up. So what I'm gonna do now is, because you gotta access it from underneath. You can access a little bit from there, since I removed the air cleaner mount. That bolt's really easy to get to. The other one's a little tougher, 6mm. So next, I'm gonna keep jacking the engine up. Next thing I'm gonna do is remove this bolt right there to get these oil cooler lines a little here. If I went there, you could see that all that is a motor mount that is fallen through there. So that's why I'm having a lot of problems. The engine is sunk, and it's almost clipping my oil cooler lines. So next we're gonna get that off. We're underneath the vehicle. It's 8mm, and we'll go from there. Alright, so we jacked the engine up, and we can remove the motor mount just like that. That side's fairly straightforward. The problem is on this side, it's a little problem. I don't know how big of a problem it is, and I guess we'll see. This motor mount is completely worn out, that it might be rubbed against the frame and ruin the frame. So we'll see.